And welcome to the news desk at 3 on NTA News 24. We're live in Abuja. I am Dennis Adegunloye. President Bola Tinubu has released 2 billion naira for immediate intervention to victims of the Mokwa floods. Vice President Kashim Shettima disclosed this during an on-the-spot assessment and condolence visit to the people and governments of Niger State. Musa Mikhail has details.
The visit by the Vice President Kashim Shettima to Mokwa was to condole with the people and government of Niger State on the last Thursday flood disaster that has so far claimed more than 160 lives. Vice President Kashim Shettima, who represented President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, assured the people of Mokwa the federal government will build new homes through Akresa for the affected victims, even as he called for partnership from both the state and local government.
With respect to the drainages in Mokwa town, the President has equally directed for an immediate intervention on the drainages in Mokwa town. On the relocation and reconstruction of homes for the affected victims, the President has authorized the immediate release of 2 billion naira to immediately commence the construction of homes destroyed by the disaster. Immediately we get back to Abuja, inshallah, I will authorize the MD of Niger Delta Power Holding Company to make arrangements for 14 MVA transformer for Mokwa town.
The social and economic life of our people have been completely cut off. We need a quick intervention. Quick intervention because state government cannot do it alone.
So we hope the federal government to look at this project with a view to fast-track the completion of this project.
Niger State government, on its part, will match worth its action by ensuring that the people don't stay long in the internally displaced persons camp. The event also witnessed the distribution of food items donated by the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA. Musa Mikhail, NTA News.
The House of Representatives is strengthening bilateral and parliamentary relations between Nigeria and Canada, aimed at promoting economic cooperation, parliamentary ties, and fostering development strides. The Chairman House Committee on Nigeria-Canada Parliamentary Relations, Abiodun Francis, stated this during the committee's visit to the new Canadian High Commissioner to Nigeria. National Assembly correspondent Isa Mohammed has more.
Nigeria and Canada have a long-standing relationship with cooperation in trade and investments, education, parliamentary ties, among other areas. The Chairman, House Committee on Nigeria-Canada Parliamentary Relationship, Abiodun Francis, explains that while there are challenges to overcome, Nigeria and Canada parliamentarians explore opportunities for growth and development of the two nations by working together to achieve greatness.
And they have supported us immensely in agriculture, in engineering, and of course in military. And they are still ready to support us. And they are still supporting us in multinational and international organizations. They deploy their support to us through multilateral organizations.
From the National Assembly, Isa Muhammad, NTA News.
Now, there are calls to raise awareness on the transformative potential of assistive technology and the pressing need to enhance access to it globally. But what is its current state in Nigeria? How well is the importance of it understood by the public, policymakers, and professionals? Oluseye Adeagbo explores these questions through conversations with experts.
I happened to be the only son, and I was the only one.
At just 8 months old, Israel Akman's life took a dramatic turn when he was diagnosed with polio. However, with access to assistive technology, he was able to pursue his dreams. Today, he is a professional accountant and a medal-winning powerlifter.
I've won a silver medal in ECO 2012, okay, in powerlifting. Now, thank God for wheelchair. If there were to be no wheelchair, what would have become of me?
Assistive technology, AT, refers to any product or system that enables people with functional limitations to perform tasks they would otherwise find difficult or impossible. In World Health Organization statistics, over 2.5 billion people globally need assistive technology AT, but only 1 in 10 is having access. In Nigeria, approximately 27 million people live with disabilities with limited access to AT.
Assistive technology is very, very important. It's something that is going to help the population of Nigeria, whereby those with disabilities can have abilities with the assistive technology.
The Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare is championing this stakeholders meeting to share lessons on the state of AT, reviewing its necessity to national growth and strategizing on increasing its awareness.
We've done a list of all the assistive technology that is available in Nigeria. We have done a stakeholder analysis to identify all the groups, that we need to speak to, of course, including people with disabilities. So at the end of all of this meeting, we're going to put all those recommendations together and they will be forming action points going forward.
Ayola Efekoya is living with blindness. With the aid of AT, he's been able to actively function as a professional journalist and an advocate of rights of people living with disabilities.
One key way to address the problem with lack of access to assistive technology is to ensure or to promote local production and local distribution. That will significantly reduce the cost of many of these gadgets. Of course, you have the need to improve training for users.
Ayola shares a vision that resonates deeply with many. In Nigeria, where no child is excluded from learning, adults not denied employment, and no elder loses his independence simply because they lack access to the right tools. In Abuja, Olusheye Adiagbo, NTA News.
The National Identity Management Commission, NIMC, has clarified that its verification platforms are fully operational and remain accessible to all authorized partners, including the Police Service Commission, PSC, and other security agencies. In response to recent reports suggesting the PSC was unable to access NIMC's verification server, Head of Corporate Communications, Kayode Adigoke, says the claim is misleading and inaccurate. The statement adds that all police formations, including the Nigeria Police Force and the PSC, have enjoyed uninterrupted verification services for more than 5 years, especially during recruitment exercises. According to NIMC, no formal complaint has been received from the PSC or NPF regarding access to the NIN verification service. The Commission emphasized its strong working relationship with both the police force and the PSC, adding that the Nigeria Police ICT Department continues to manage the long-standing integration between both agencies. The Kogi State branch of the Bank of Industry has been inaugurated by Governor Usman Ododo in Lokoja to attract investments and support entrepreneurial development in the state. Ajibola Christopher reports.
The inauguration of the branch is in line with the administration's goal to attract investments and support entrepreneurial spirit of Kogi people. The governor notes that it will also increase the state industrialization and overall economic reliance. The governor reassures the management team of the bank that the people of Kogi State are resourceful and hungry for opportunity to grow considering the abundant mineral resources.
This office is more than a structure. It is a launch pad for the aspiration of our entrepreneurs and a strong push for our vision of a prosperous Kogi State.
Managing Director, Bank of Industry Lokoja Branch, Mr. Olasopo Olusi, says the establishment of Kogi branch of the bank is an affirmation of the commitment to bring development closer to the people.
With this loan, Kogi becomes the latest addition to our growing nationwide network of BOI offices in line with our goal to ensure that every state in Nigeria has direct access to our services.
The managing director commends the state government for the approval of a permanent site for the bank in Lokoja premises to continue to support the administration to succeed. Ajibola Christopher, NTA News.
This is the news desk at 3 on NTA News 24. More reports in a moment. Stay with us.
Pleased to announce encouraging news from the National Bureau of Statistics, which released the Consumer Price Index, the CPI, for April 2025 only yesterday. According to the report, the headline inflation rate for April stood at 23.71%, This represents a decrease of 0.52% from the 24.23% recorded in March 2025. Similarly, month-on-month inflation dropped by a notable 2.04% from 3.90% in March to 1.86% in April. This, of course, did not just happen by chance. The President is focused and is determined, and his determination and his interventions are clearly paying off. The benefits of reform, though gradual, are real and measurable.
This is NTA News 24.
Welcome back. There is an obstruction as a result of a road traffic crash that involved a tanker at about 2 kilometers after Jiri by Katari village along the Abuja-Kaduna Expressway. Motorists plying that route are advised to drive with caution and be lane disciplined. FRSC operatives are already at the scene, making efforts to remove all obstructions hindering the free flow of traffic. Meanwhile, the Federal Road Safety Corps has reacted to a viral publication by premium media outlets alleging bribery by some of its patrol operatives. In response to this, Corps Marshal of the FRSC, Shehu Mohammed, has ordered the immediate recall of the entire patrol team mentioned in the report for thorough investigation and necessary sanctions. In a statement released by the Corps Public Education Officer, Shegun Ogunbemide, the management of the Corps says it will never fold its arms, as it has always shown a high level of proactive approach towards getting rid of corrupt elements in the system. The Corps leadership has consistently demonstrated zero tolerance for corruption through a detailed anti-corruption policy and implementation process, dynamic and result-oriented operations and activities. And the Federal Road Safety Corps has rolled out its Salah Special Patrol operations, deploying 36,000 personnel, 750 patrol vehicles, and other critical equipments from June 5th to the 11th. Oyeyemi Ajayi reports that the initiative is designed to ensure free flow of traffic, prompt rescue services, and swift clearance of obstructions along major roads and critical corridors nationwide before, during, and after the festive season.
As Salala approaches, Nigeria's roads are buzzing with activities. Across the country, people are moving from cities to hometowns, from work to worship, all in the spirit of celebration. And with the increased movement comes increased responsibilities, especially at the parks and motor terminals, the country's busy transit points. At the Sani Abacha Park in Maraba, the mood is a mix of anticipation and preparation. Passengers wait patiently for their turn, while transporters gear up, heeding warnings and ready to cooperate.
All our members have been warned, more importantly, not to drink while driving or work under stress. There are task forces in various parks, particularly for effective monitoring of commuters and drivers in various parks across the nation. And any errand driver, even right from the park, will not be able to move out of the park.
But for the Federal Safety Corps, this season's effort goes beyond sirens, sitting on chairs with microphones, as well as slogans. It is about face-to-face safety education, a direct approach. Officers engage motorists and passengers, not just informing them, but empowering them to act responsibly on the roads. And leading this year's campaign himself is the Corps Marshal.
Another thing we're also advising them not to do is distracted driving. That is, using porn while driving, either testing while driving, eating while driving, drinking while driving. All those things, we don't condone it. We really want to enforce this time around.
With its full deployment of manpower and logistics, the Corps is putting special focus on dangerous driving and overtaking, overloading, use of phones while driving, excessive speed, lane indiscipline and route violation, amongst others. Oyeyemi Ajayi, NTA News.
And in line with the federal government's declaration of public holidays to mark this year's Eid al-Kabir celebration, the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, says it has deployed 28,000 tactical operatives across the country. A statement by the national spokesperson of the Corps, Babawale Afolabi, quotes the Commandant General, Ahmed Abubakar Audi, as saying that the deployment is part of the Corps' commitment to safeguarding lives and property before, during and after the festive period. The statement has directed personnel to work in close collaboration with sister security agencies and engage local communities to ensure a coordinated and effective security presence nationwide. It's further called on the public to support the Corps' efforts and remain vigilant and share timely and credible information that can aid security operations. This is the news desk at 3 on NTA News 24. Here's a reminder of our top stories. Vice President Kashim Shettima visits Mokwa, announces 2 billion naira intervention for flood victims. Nigeria seeks improved bilateral and parliamentary relations with Canada. And Kogi State Government pledges more commitment to investments and support for entrepreneurial developments.
This is NTA News 24.
The day of Arafat, or the day of standing observed on the 9th day of Zulhijjah, usually heralds the arrival of Eid al-Kabir, a momentous occasion in the Islamic calendar. Also known as Eid al-Adha or Big Salah, honors the unwavering faith and sacrifice of Prophet Ibrahim and his son Ismail. In this report, Shehu Mohammed Datti explores the spiritual significance of Eid al-Kabir.
Also known as the Festival of Sacrifice, is a significant celebration in the Islamic calendar, marking the culmination of the Hajj pilgrimage to Mecca. It commemorates Prophet Ibrahim's willingness to sacrifice his son Ismail as an act of obedience to Allah's command, embodying the values of faith, devotion, and sacrifice.
The son said, Father, Satajiduni, inshallah, Sabirin. He said, do whatever Allah has asked you to do, definitely you will find me a patient child. That is the key of the matter. That is the key aspect of it.
Now after Allah Ta'ala ransomed him with a ram from the heaven, that became a global sunnah now. The unity of the Muslim Ummah is practically exhibited from the day Hajj starts, everybody, the tall, the short, the black, the white, the red, everybody is supposed to appear in the same dressing, go to Arafat, go to Mina, from Mina go to Arafat, from Arafat come and spend the night in Muzdalifah, all in unity.
Muslims gather at 8 praying grounds for congregational prayers, followed by the spiritual slaughter of sacrificial animals such as goats, sheep, cattle, and camels. The meat is then distributed among family, friends, and the less privileged in the community.
You find that the period has unified all of us in terms of this act of ibadah, and then the care, show of love and concern for the less privileged. You give out of what you have slaughtered, you give the less privileged, you give the poor, you even dash it out. So that is why this period is very, very, very significant to all and each and every Muslim.
It's a lesson of hope. It's a lesson of fulfillment, and it's a lesson of Iman, that is sincere belief in Almighty Allah. And it's also a time in which Allah creates hope for the hopeless. That you cannot lose hope, you cannot think this is the end of the thing in your life, that Allah in His infinite mercy is the one. Also tells us that when you believe in Allah and you sincerely trust Him, be rest assured that the best will come to you.
Eid al-Kabir is a time of social gatherings, festive meals, and charitable acts, fostering a sense of community and compassion. In Abuja, Show Muhammad Datti, NTA News.
Well, an important aspect of the Eid al-Kabir celebration by the Muslim faithful around the world is animal sacrifice, a ritual that must be performed by those that have the means. Ibrahim Belogunda visited ram markets within Abuja and reports on sacrificial animals, affordability, and animals not acceptable for the sacrifice.